thank you for joining us for our first in what I hope to be a very successful series of podcasts. Today is Friday, August 8th, 2025, and I am so excited to be here with our friends from Liberty Mutual. Laura Gauthier-Donovan is the Senior Territory Manager for New Hampshire, and Amy Brewer is the Senior Territory Manager for Maine and New Hampshire. So ladies, let's jump right into this. Thank you so much for being here today. As I said, this is a new series, and as a Diamond partner, thank you very much. It just made a lot of sense, as well as you having a very exciting week this week. So, what we're talking about, of course, is their new BOP launch. So let's jump right into it. Can you share some of the key features of the BOP?
Where to begin? So first of all, thank you for having us. As you said, it's been a very exciting week. We've had product launches all over the state, highlighting and training for our agents, more webinars to follow later this summer and into the fall. I think for us, the most exciting part is we're creating something that makes the agents' lives easier.
That's what it's about.
The industry has evolved and changed. We have, as carriers, all carriers, we've asked agents to do more, and in that ask, we need to make it simpler. And to start with, this product is going to do that. With using third-party data, less underwriting questions, minimal screens, average time of 9 minutes with 80% of the business passing through. So real time saver, especially at a time when agents are having a hard time with staffing.
And that, you brought up some really good points. I was invited to go to one of the launches, which I readily accepted, and the launch was amazing. And when they were talking about how fast this could be because of the background that you guys are doing, is just amazing. Any other key features that you wanted to jump into, or did we cover that?
I mean, the other feature would be, we talk about BOP, the simplicity of a BOP. So our new product is the ease of a BOP, but it truly is and has the flexibility of a package.
Nice.
And that's probably, the biggest highlight. Also allowing us under this new BOP to write monoline property or monoline GL. So that's another fantastic feature. As well as we now have the ability under our new BOP to add, crucial in the marine coverages to the policy that we haven't been able to do before. So it's another key feature to it as well.
So it's been a long time since I've been sitting in an agent seat, but if I remember correctly, a lot of what the BOP is doing is using some proprietary information. Do I understand that correctly?
Correct. Yes. Yep. We have proprietary classes and rates. Some mimic ISO. We have over 200 classes that fall into eligibility for our new BOP. So part of that is the proprietary of forms and most importantly pricing, so that we can react quicker in the marketplace to the demands.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. So
piggybacking on what we started with simplicity, and I think for both Laura and I and any of our agents and our underwriters, you go out to quote in the system, and it was an underwriting system, which is great, but our agents aren't underwriters. So they wouldn't know necessarily some of the class codes we were using, and with that proprietary classes, we've simplified. So you can type in lesser's risk and just rate a lesser's risk. You don't have to stop and think about what's the tenant, what's this, and it's as simple as one tenant, multi-tenant shopping center, and that was a real pain point for our agents, and it's streamlining it. Same thing with restaurants. You'd go out there and there would be 50 classes where with table services, without table service now, and it's just family dining, fast food, and anything, again, going back to that simplicity, because we all know it's speed to market and our agents need to respond quickly to their customers.
that was something that I saw in the demonstration, was at the restaurants, how fast it was able to just be there. You type in a little bit, and instead of having to say, table service, no table service, it really helped out a lot, and I could see that. And we're all about helping our members.
Absolutely.
Just like you guys are all about helping the members. So limits, are they normal BOP type limits, or are you exceeding? I know that you're trying to be very competitive to give the agents what they need and want, is that an area that you were having to work on closely?
Oh, definitely. I mean, for us, for our old BOP product, we went up to 7 million in sales. This product goes up to 25 million in sales.
Wow.
So you can see that's a significant improvement in range of classes of business and businesses that would qualify for the new product.
Nice, very nice. So when Ryan was doing his excellent presentation, he talked about coverage levels and the 3 different levels. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So yes, extension endorsements, they're a big part of any product we like to offer. And sometimes those can be a deal breaker, that can be a major lifesaver in a claim that nobody was contemplating. So with that, we've got our silver, gold, and platinum levels. And what's nice about it is it defaults immediately to silver. And then when you get to the final page in rating, it lets you know right there, well, for $100 more, you can do silver, gold. For, $100 more than that, it can do platinum. And then it breaks down all the coverages that are included in each. So you can go ahead and see the premium difference selected. And then additionally, on that final page, you can tweak the extension endorsement, which is always nice because you have the coverages built into the extension endorsement, but with our old product, it would be a case of, oh, there's only this much for outdoor property, so now I gotta go back and rate for this outdoor property. Now on the final page, you can just go to the extension endorsement options and increase coverages based on what your specific insured needs. So it's kind of adding and deleting based on individual risk needs. I like to call it's what cable should be. Instead of buying a package, you get to pick and choose what you actually want and what you actually need.
Yeah, that sounds
Back
great.
to flexibility, I think that's the biggest thing about this new product is the flexibility that it offers. So to Amy's point, with the coverage levels that we have, typically extensions, right? Here's the extension, either buy or you don't. Here are the coverages, you buy or you don't. This allows you within those coverage levels to go in and truly customize it, as Amy said, to that customer's needs and wants.
Yeah, that's the word that kept coming when Amy was talking, was customization. It sounds like, you don't have to try to fit all insureds into one box.
Right.
The box can either be a rectangle or a circle or whatever
I
the
think it goes back to, I always think about agents talking to us about programs. Do you have any programs?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I kind of look at, maybe this new BOP that kind of answers that. Well, do you have we have a program for that because we can define that for, back to those wonderful Liberty Mutual ads that everybody either cringes or they love or they think are the most hysterical thing to hit the market. Pay for what you need. That is what this is about. Pay for what they need for their exposure, and it allows that complete flexibility within the new product.
Sounds great.
So piggybacking on that final page, and this is the thing that I really like, with, again, going back to staffing, and we've got so many new people in the industry, and we're worrying about training and how do we help our agents out. The final page kind of works like your Amazon Prime page, where it'll tell you, these are the coverages that are typically ordered for this class of business. So if somebody newer to the industry is quoting and they're working maybe off a deck page and they haven't worked on this class of business fluently to know these things, it automatically defaults and causes them to pause and things. So we're educating our newer producers while also writing this.
Which is so important. I'm going to put my E&O hat on right now because agents that just work off a deck page are putting themselves at risk.
Absolutely.
Are putting their agency's E&O at risk. So having any helping technology is going to be so beneficial all the way around. Yeah, nice. All right, let's get to the good stuff. What about discounts?
Plenty of discounts, Joan.
There we
That's for sure. So we have discounts up to 36%. We offer a claims-free discount, so as long as they're claims-free for the prior 5 years, they will have a discount. That discount will remain on the policy until they have a claim. We also have early shopper, so early
This
shopper.
is hysterical. Yeah.
Early shopper. What's early shopper? Well, it starts applying 1 day prior to the effective date of the policy, believe it or not. So we are even recognizing that. The discount gets larger the further ahead or further behind the effective date that you're working as well. And we look at that, the way that that's set up, because typically the next question is, well, what does the fall off period look like? We're gonna do that over a 5-year period of time so that it will not be significant at all to the policyholder.
Nice.
As well. And then, of course, pay in full. When you have that occurs on those policies, we do have a really nice discount that will stay in place up until that no longer is their pay plan. So some really nice discounts to me. It goes back to some of my personal lines days. They sound a lot like personal lines discounts, so
Yeah.
nice to bring that over into the commercial space as well.
It was amazing when I was sitting there, and the question was asked about, well, how far ahead do you have to have the submission in to get a credit? And he said 1 day, and that was amazing.
And the other thing to keep in mind, that is quote. So even if you don't issue it till the day of, as long as you quoted it before, you're getting that discount.
Even better. That's even better. Nice. So, does this change how you've done products in the past? I know that we've talked about the ease of business, but is this a brand new product, or is it a upgrade from another product?
It's a brand new product. What's exciting about this is New Hampshire is the 6th state in the nation and the 1st state in the Northeast.
Should say that again.
6th state in the nation and 1st state in the Northeast.
That's great.
So it's still gonna have a few kinks to work out, but what I can say, and I know Laura will back me up on this, all eyes for the organization is on this new product. We have gone through a lot the last handful of years getting our book mix where we want it to be, and we're ready to grow. So feedback is encouraged and welcomed from underwriter to Laura and I. It is all being escalated. We are having weekly check-ins providing the feedback, and your feedback does matter because they're responding quickly with anything that needs to be added. And I know our partners in New Hampshire provide outstanding feedback, and they're very thorough. And that's why I was super excited that we got so early in the launch period, so we can make sure we get it right off the bat.
And I think that's amazing for, we're a small state but a mighty state. But having a company like Liberty Mutual recognize that New Hampshire is a state where they want to kick off a brand new product, I just think that is amazing. And it says so much about not only you folks, but it says so much about the agents that are writing for you here in New Hampshire. So that, it really is amazing.
Feedback, I mean, to Amy's point, because we are only the 6th state nationwide, we need feedback. We want feedback. That's why it's so crucial for all of the agents to get in there, utilize the system, give us feedback on the system, what works, what doesn't work, what would be even more efficient and effective for them to use it. What do the coverages look like? Have we hit upon it? Are we missing some things? Do we need to make some tweaks along that line? And how do we compete in the marketplace? Because we are here to compete in the marketplace, especially with our target market classes that I think that our agents are probably sick of hearing us talk about, because we talk about it ad nauseum every single visit we have, and bringing out our lists and talking about it, because that's where our underwriters have the most flexibility from an appetite and a premium standpoint. Not saying that those target classes is all that we do. We do a lot of other things, as all the agents know. However, those target classes for us are, as we've been on a very difficult, as agents can attest to, profitability journey. Way longer than we ever wanted to be.
Yeah.
However, we really feel that we've gotten to the other side. We have figured it out, as Amy indicated, with what we want to write, defining that for our agents, because agents always want to know, where are you winning in the marketplace? What are you doing well in? We are truly doing well in our target classes. We've had our 5th month, I think, of exceeding our new business plan for the month. A lot of that business is being driven from these target classes. The target classes are where we as a company have been historically the most profitable. When we started peeling that onion of, not making profit, what do we need to do to, right the ship? These are the classes where historically we have driven the most profit for us as a company, where it translates to, we can help you drive the most profit in return to you through profit sharing as well to the members.
Nice. Can you give us just a couple of your sweet spots?
Oh my God.
So many.
There's
So many, all right,
So
well,
I was
there
gonna
you
say,
go.
so there's 78 of them, that we're really targeting right now. And I think to Laura's point, what's exciting about it is we've been writing these classes of business all year without the new BOP product. So now with the new BOP product, it is allowing our underwriters to really get there from a pricing standpoint, and our agents as well, without having to refer back and forth with underwriting, and can get that bindable quote that will issue and download into their system same day.
Yeah.
We had a really great example of that, so, little bit of a shout out to Lynn LaValle at Fortified, bound our first, New Hampshire new BOP policy
Nice,
in the
yeah.
state. And so to give you some insight on that, it was Nell that she had quoted. She had quoted it the day before. The underwriter and I were back and forth because the premium was significantly higher than a Hartford quote that she had, to the point, I'm like, send me that quote, I don't understand, because LROs for us has always been a sweet spot. We have typically done really well in that marketplace. We really wanted to look at that and understand why were we so far off the mark. We did some analyzation of it, really couldn't come up with many good reasons, to be honest, so we asked her, will you please go into the system, quote it tomorrow, July 10th, the day of the launch, which she did for us, and we beat that premium significantly and bound that policy.
Nice.
So it just goes to show you the difference, from the prior BOP platform that didn't have the flexibility, the pricing, models behind it to help with all of that on a class that we really want to write, to then the next day, it was a new day for Liberty, truly, in the
Nice.
marketplace. So
Nice.
hoping to see those wins continue to pile up,
Definitely.
because it's been with LROs, it's been with plumbers, it's been with retail. I mean, we can just start now lining it all up where we have been winning in the
Nice.
marketplace, which is a great place to finally be, Joan. We haven't been winning in the marketplace for quite some time.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about that is it provided us the pricing upfront, and we talk about like the system passing through and helping the agents out, but it also frees up capacity for our underwriters for those things that we still want to write, that need the underwriting attention. And I think our agents want the underwriters to have that time to be able to do that. So it's long-term, it's going to be a win-win all the way around.
And
Yeah,
the
I
nice
would
thing
agree.
too, back to flexibility is, we have this new BOP, so we went from 3 product sets. We went from a BOP, a custom protector, which the custom protector always created confusion within our agencies, not only from a product standpoint, but quoting. Many times it wouldn't be eligible for our BOP, they quoted it there, so our underwriters would be kind enough to then convert it over to that custom. And then we had our commercial package. We now just have our new BOP and a commercial package when we have those larger risks that are not eligible. So
Right.
also making that easier to do business with Liberty.
Which is the nicest thing we can say is because the customer protector is being phased out, contractors are now part of our BOP, which it has not historically been. So I think that's really exciting for all of us.
Nice. And you're utilizing the expertise of your appointed agents. And I think that's very important, giving them the authority that they want and have the expertise for, so that when they do have that complex, larger account, they can go to an underwriter, and that underwriter is going to be available. I
We
think
want
that's
them to go to the underwriter. I mean, that will be the other thing through the quoting experience. It's live, real-time rating, and it's actually a great pop-up right on that screen. It's showing you as you add or delete coverage in that instantaneous moment. It's showing you the premium differentials as you do it. And what we would say is, our agents have credit authority, but if that credit authority also is not enough, contact your underwriter. They have more credit authority that they can apply for the account that truly warrants additional credit to be applied.
Nice. It sounds like this is going to be a turning point for New Hampshire with Liberty Mutual, and I think that's great. Anything that will help our members, that we're 100% behind.
Right, it's as we say, Joan, right, Amy? Our theme for this week for Liberty Mutual and our launch parties has been brighter days ahead for Liberty Mutual, and we are here to tell you that that is exactly what we're gonna do. That is exactly what we're gonna bring to the marketplace as well. So Amy, share how we went back and quoted through some prior quotes that we had out there.
So this was a really, data, Liberty's big on it. So I sometimes tune out, but this was one I was glad I tuned into. We had the opportunity to, as I explained, when we did our product launches for other states, we did the product launch meetings before the product actually launched. So this time we did our product launch meetings in New Hampshire after the product launched, and we were able to gather data that the other states hadn't seen. And so they took 50 accounts over the last 2 to 3 years that were in our target classes that we were not successful at writing, and ran them through the new product. And when they did that, we came in lower on all 50, but the range was between 20 to 60% less in our targeted industries. So it's not just about usability and easeability for our agents, it's about providing a competitive, comprehensive product that the agents can sell to their customers.
That is an amazing statistic. And I think it shows that turning that corner, Liberty Mutual really is listening to what the agents need in the marketplace.
So we listened, so now you have to give us a shot. Get in, utilize our system. Please give Amy, myself, your feedback. Your underwriters, please involve them. We are geared up, we are ready to go and really start winning again with the independent agents who do such a fabulous job for us.
Absolutely.
Excellent. And that, my friends, I believe would be a perfect place to stop. I hope that this has given you some food for thought. I hope that you'll get in touch with Laura and Amy. And just to reiterate, Liberty Mutual is a fabulous partner for the Big I here in New Hampshire. We couldn't do a lot of the things that we do without them. So give them a shot. Thank you very much. We'll see you again soon.